G'day legends, ATRON here, doing another Guild Wars with the Vlad, Vladipus. So, I did one last time, and I'm just thinking, I'm going to give him another go. I haven't done anything to him, haven't done anything differently, I think last week, the Ronin kind of just took off and was doing some crazy damage by himself, so I didn't really get to use Vlad to his potential best ability, and I thought, I didn't like him in comparison to the heroes I had, but that doesn't mean that different free-to-play people may have a different experience with him, or someone with a War Guard or a higher level Vlad that's higher than 8 may do a little bit better. So that's why I'm going to put him in Yellowfin. That's why I'm just going to do it again, and we'll see what happens to these bases this time. So same sort of setup though, nothing super crazy. Same team as I was using most of the time. Generally you only need 3 heroes to do this, but they're all there just for the backup. So in case you're first time watching one of these Ronin bombs, I'll just go through and explain why these heroes are there. So we've got Ronin obviously for the main part of going in and destroying buildings with the Phoenix pet. He is in Phoenix, he's Scorch, he's not a high level skill. Actually, let's today, 500,000, 25k, I can probably take his skill to 8 to be honest. So let's do that, 25k. So that's how I work it out. I go 100,000 is 5,000 shards, like 100,000 experience is 5,000 shards. So that's just a really nice indicator to figure out how many shards you need to do to level up a hero. So Ronin there, we're going to put his skill to 8, and just over. So that's perfect. Actually, can we take one off and we'll just use a PD? Yeah, there we go. Wonderful. So, and the rest of these heroes. Heartbreaker does building damage. She's on 5 Vite. No pet. What can she use? She can be healing. That's right. Anubis is on Doom Balloon because he dies and resurrects and gets an instant Doom Balloon proc. Giving a lot of great damage really. So if you go to Anubis's damage, he's doing 18,000 on. No one actually tells you in here because it's only 33%. So if you look at the Doom Balloon just alone, you've got, say, 12,000 just there, times 5 buildings, times 550%. So if you just do 5 times 10, it's like at least 50k, right? So it'll be more on my Anubis, but if you do look at 50k per building 5 times 3 deaths, like once when you drop him, and then he's going to die 3 more times, so you're getting at least 4 off in case he insta-dies, maybe 4 to 6 depending on how long he's alive for. That's 200, 300 extra K damage on buildings, and if there are only a few left, most of them are going to get wiped. So great tactic there. The rest of them are all AoE, that's why they're there. So Tree's there for revive, but Heartbreaker, Rockno, and Vlad, trying to use Vlad a little bit more, so we might use him first. If you don't have Rockno, you don't have those heroes, DD is actually okay, or Little Nick. I do like DD better because personally you can do a little bit more with him. You can tank a little bit, his buildings, his proc hurts more than Little Nick's does. Alright, so we'll go in 255. Right. PD, that's fun. Ares, yeah, righto. Well, this is a bit boring. What am I going to do here? Send Ronin in to kill out all of that? I suppose. Let's just drop Ronin. They haven't got a GS by the look of it. I'm not sure if he's destroying any of those. Yeah, okay, so they're pretty much all got to be destroyed. So this is going to be the easiest run ever. How much damage does Vlad do? See, Vlad, if he was a little bit higher, he wouldn't do that bad a damage on 5 Vite. Like, that's what happened. We're going through, we're seeing how much damage he does. 1, 2, 3. You know, look, if that bulwark was 8 and he's 90 inscription, he's 8 skill, but like let's just say if his skill was 9 and maybe 7 or 8 bulwark, he'd be, you know, he could take out most of these buildings with 1 or 2 seconds, which is all you kind of need, like 3 seconds. What it's this town hall damage. So yeah, it was looking about 3 seconds. Oh, well, let's see if we can get a number on that proc. He'll get a proc on this town hall, and we'll see what kind of damage he's dishing out. So 30,000, 30,000 each tick for, you know, the 4 seconds that he does that. Alright, so, I mean, he does need a little bit more beef, but he can probably be semi-useful, especially with the burning plate that I've got on him. And, you know, that would be, it'd be nice. But I just didn't think I gave him the chance last Guild Wars to really do much damage. So that's what we're doing here. We're just trying to give him another shot to figure out if, you know, if he's viable at all, and, you know, can he replace those higher end heroes which you might not have none, or you might not have leveled to allow you to take on those top bases. So that's the main thing, is how can you, as a free-to-play, or as someone who doesn't have top tier heroes, you know, attack these bases and get away with it. So I really want Ronin to do most of the damage to the town hall. Do they have a gunslinger? Man, these people don't have anything. I will let Ronin do most of the damage, because Phoenix will do a lot of the damage as well. So the more you leave off, okay, so he's going straight into the base. The more buildings you leave for Ronin to attack, the more Phoenix has, the more building damage you're going to do. Pretty obvious, but, you know, always like to just restate what's going on. See, I can't even drop troops, it's pointless here. Ghulam's fighting, they're getting damage reduction, buildings are going. I think he's going to continue to attack heroes, which is super annoying, but not the end of the world, because nothing can target troops anyway. So, I mean, I'm not really any better bringing troops in this battle or not. The Scorch is paying off, the Dodge is paying off. What have they got? They're going minnow bombing anyway now, so their PD definitely got a stack on there, so he died 47%. Alright, now nothing's going to attack me, so Vlad, you know, Vlad's going to go over. He's going to attack most of the walls, most of the buildings there. That's the idea. So, you know, in that sort of circumstance, that's fine. And, you know, that's a big chunk of buildings that you've taken out right there. 5, 6 buildings, which is really great if you are, you know, dropping Anubis afterwards, or you've got, like, you know, you drop Heartbreaker, she just faces, oh no, I didn't put 5 Vite on Heartbreaker. Okay, I better change that. Lucky these bases are ridiculously easy. So, you know, she's very powerful. She took out PD, a bunch of buildings, 2 heroes, but Minnow, I mean, you can't really class Minnow as a hard to kill hero, that's for sure. And I think Rockno gets like 90 energy from the get-go, so he's going in as well, slowing down, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings left. And remember that calculation at the start, Anubis is at least doing 200 to 300k damage to the you know, to 5 buildings. So if you've got 4 left, you can guarantee that they're all going to die before Anubis does, unless he runs into Ares. That's your problem. If he runs into Ares and dies, then yeah, everything gets cancelled, and that's no good. But if he doesn't, you know, you're in the clear. So 1 building down. Rockno's just taking them. He will just tank them. So, you know, what was that, 70? Maybe it was more. Are we going to see what the damage is down there? Nope, we're not. So, alright. I don't think we even need troops. We'll get the Vlad going. We'll make sure that Heartbreaker has 5 Vite, because that would have been super important. So making sure, you know, as many as your heroes. If you don't have 5 Vite Crest, that's fine, but just make sure she's in a 5 Vite or a 4 Vite with a Cupid, or, you know, something. Or if you've got Athene, actually, Athene auto-procs energy, the first hero to give auto-proc energy. So, you know, that's going to be pretty great for Pretty great for some different game style plays. You know, don't need Cupid to hit a building anymore, especially if you're minnow bombing, for example. So that's pretty cool to think about. You can buff energy from a distance. So give her the 5 Vite, and we are away. Alright, I'll get into this again. The last couple were now 243 is that one. I think the other two were there. 247. What do I do? Pheasants. I think it was pretty low targets this time, and they're obviously not really trying all that hard to have a go of it. So we'll race. Yeah, see, they're not, these bases just really aren't doing anything, are they? So let's just put him on the outside. I want him to attack as many of those buildings as possible. I'm not really concerned about him going in the middle. I think I'm going to have enough time for Ronin to do some ample damage, and then enough heroes like Vlad flying over the wall to do the other damage. Now, the reason I like flying over the wall is because you don't have to be restricted by walls and pathing. You just make it work straight away. So Wall is in here as well. So in the last video you would have seen, if I remember, I'll try and link a card here to the exact moment in that video that it happens. But Ronin stacking on a Waller was amazing. It was really, really good. So I still want an entry path so Anubis can maybe stack on a building rather than walking, because at least he'll get some, like, he'll be halted, if that makes sense, so he doesn't have to walk in straight away. A couple of troops, Waller procs are coming, so that's what you definitely want to just make sure, like, you drop 5, and then, you know, once you see them die, you drop another wave of 5. Rocknose going in. You got to be careful because Gunslinger will be potentially hitting Vlad on the on her bullet, and of course Rockno goes in because he's energy immune. If you don't have Rockno, DD can still withstand the damage, and this, like, he can't withstand the scatter, but he'll still do enough damage. And the issue with that, or the good thing about that is, or the issue is you have to drop everything else really quickly. So while I'm explaining this and going through, you know, Gunslinger's getting her copters up and all that jazz. So if you drop someone, you really need to kind of plan the 4 stages and the 4 drop points to destroy all the buildings to make sure that you're going to, you know, have enough time, have enough space, and not get hit by, you know, Gunslinger bullets and stuff like that. So she went in, Anubis went off, he takes the aggro of at least the scatter of the copters, and, you know, we're all good. So, I mean, we are not using any troops, and I don't think any of these bases are anything difficult. But now you've seen Vlad in action a little bit more today, and I think that's good. Maybe if he's doing enough damage, it might be okay to put sprint on him, or if you're using a Cupid and stuff with him, it might be okay to use sprint for that fast action. So, oh, look at that. That's interesting. Very interesting. Not that, what is that? Is that 5 walls thick? It still wasn't enough. I guess it was too wide. I guess you need 6 walls thick, or just not so many walls down the side to take it off. Alright, so Ronin's going to get over 50% here. He's going to walk through most of these buildings. He'll probably die to this Rockno though. Maybe, depending on what it is. Rockno seems to just flatten Rockno sometimes, so we are getting very low on troops though, 70%. Now, okay, so let's just say Ronin's alive and we want to plan our strategy for the next drop point. Or let's say he's dead, or he might be dead. He's in Goblet Life, so he does heal back up. If they can't kill him within, what is it, like the 1.5 seconds, and then he heals up over that, it's going to be very, very hard for everyone or anyone to kill him. So what I do here, let's just use Vlad for the next thing. If I was going to drop it really quickly, I'm going to want to go troops over here, troops, Vlad over there, 5 by, get some buildings done, maybe some Heartbreaker behind, you know, she's just whipping out some damage, 92%, and then you can have a look, we've got 1, 2, 3 buildings left, so we don't even need Rockno this time. we're just going to put Anubis in the furthest away corner, because it doesn't matter if he gets scattered. All we're interested in is him getting off those Doom Balloon procs. Now he hasn't died yet, and that's 1, and that's 2. Now he still had a guaranteed 3 more Doom Balloon procs to go into. So that's why it's, you know, you would drop him a little bit further away and do it that way. Now, 33, I think that is the last guy there. Vlad died. Who else died? Ronin and Heartbreaker. So I don't really want to get more troops, so let's just see if I can do this without troops. Okay, it should be very doable, but we'll still be cautious of at least getting one side in the middle done, because obviously flying heroes over the wall, you can get one section. Heartbreaker can take out one section. Vlad can take out one section, for example. You just got to make sure you get all those corners as well. So now, is Ronin going to go to the corner? He is, so that's really good. We've got one corner taken care of, because you've really only got Ronin, and then you've got, like, Anubis is not area damage, so he's only there for like the cleanup in that Doom Balloon. So that's why your 4 drop points, you still want, you know, 1 taken, and so you've got Heartbreaker, Rockno, Vlad as, well, whoever it is. It might be DD who does building damage rather than AoE damage. You just have to look at the difference. So if I'm gonna drop enough, I probably want to get Rockno there. He's going to take out at least all of those buildings. If I was going to get everyone here, I'd put Vlad in the corner, because we've got no gunslinger here. We've only got to deal with a little Nick, so no issues there. He goes in, he destroys the buildings on the way. Got Ares, which is not ideal. So, but Vlad is still getting pretty beef. He's in Bublo, so he has no stun immunity, so that is the issue with Vlad, which I was finding last time. So being cautious of those stun towers. But Burning Plate, he's just destroying that without being there, so that's kind of cool. Now, nothing left. So, I mean, he really only destroyed, what, 5, 6 buildings there, 7 maybe to the side. He didn't do a great deal, and especially not solo. Maybe paired with, you know, Rockno taking all the aggro on one side. If we didn't go through this entrance point, we went through maybe over here instead with Rockno. It might have been a bit better to, you know, draw them all there while Vlad does something else, rather than one by one. Now, the reason I like Heartbreaker, and potentially might go, oh, do I put it on the side or do I put it in the middle? Well, if I put Heartbreaker in the middle, okay, nope, she's going to go there. So she's going to take out most of the buildings anyway, because she's huge. And now we've got a couple of hero bases in there, and the idea is to drop Anubis again as far away as possible to get as many procs off. But I think he's going to 100% it straight up if he gets Ares'd, which will be interesting. Ares should be pretty much full. And will he die? No, the other Doom Balloon proc went off. So Vlad useful, yes, but how useful? It's just a more complex, whereas, you know, you think Ronin and Skelly are just super easy. Rockno make it really easy being energy immune. Heartbreaker and 5 Vite. Vlad is just like a lesser version of a potential, you know, AoE building destruction hero to be paired with either Ronin Bombing or Minnow Bombing. Minnow Bombing, really, you want to be destroying all the buildings, and all you're dropping is like a Doom Balloon pickup for that last building, because Minnow's power is much more than Ronin in that kind of phase. Once all the troops are gone, you know, Minnow Bombing, as long as you can get to the base, you're fine. Everything's going to blow up. But Vlad, yeah, look, he's not too bad. Not too bad, especially if you didn't have any other options. My Vlad is sitting nothing real special, 810, so over 4 seconds. He doesn't do heaps of damage, 160% on, yeah, like you can add it up, and over the 4 seconds he'll do a good chunk, but he won't get many opportunities on those higher tier bases to, 1, not be stunned, and then 2, you know, do a second win, do a second round, and actually destroy more buildings. You kind of have to pre-program the route and go in. And I might be saying this simply because those bases were super easy in comparison to the ones last Guild Wars. So, you know, he's still potentially there. He's still hovering on the acceptable hero to have, but I mean, he's definitely not mainstream. But I mean, you know, if you had no other option, or if you already had a Vlad and you were finding you don't have a Rockno, like from ages ago when Vlad was used for, like, you know, HBMs, he was the only one. You know, you could give him a go and you could work out the damage the same way you would work out the minnow bombing damage and stuff, or same way you'd work out anyone's. So that's it, really. If you like Vlad, if you've got any comments about other heroes, I mean, of course, DD, Little Nick, I can do things with them to see how effective they are in comparison to, say, an AoE at one time, or, you know, do I drop Nick in a corner with, you know, 8 of 8 stone skin and just hope for the fact that he'll destroy some buildings, or a bulwark, which mine is. But yeah, leave me a comment. I'm happy to try a new setup. So it's pretty easy to go. Our guild is not super high tier as far as might go, so we don't have to deal with crazy bases all the time. So it does give me the opportunity to test a couple of new things out. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, enjoy.